Welcome everybody. Welcome to McDowell House Museum Gross Medical Things, Part 1. So, this museum, this pharmacy, and the house next door belong to Dr. Ephraim McDowell, who did a famous surgery back in 1809. So over 200 years ago. And medicine, being a doctor, being a pharmacist, all of that was a lot different back in 1809. So different. So, we're going to see a pharmacy here. Kind of lift this up and have the dramatic reveal. So this is Dr. McDowell's restored pharmacy, and isn't this beautiful? Have you been to CVS? Have you been to Walgreens, Rite Aid, anywhere like that? Could you imagine what this looks like? How do you think it looks in comparison? I think it looks a lot prettier. Do you think it's a lot prettier? Or do you like what we have today? With CVS and Rite Aid and Walgreens, Kroger Pharmacy, Walmart Pharmacy. Let's take a look, everybody. All right, so we've got some beautiful medical jars here. That's what these all are. All of these jars are medical jars. Most of them are probably in languages you can't read. Does anyone here read Latin? These are in Latin. Down here, these drawers, these are in Latin. If anybody can read these, I am very impressed. I am very impressed if you can read Latin. I cannot read Latin. So over here, we do have a few English jars. Allspice, rosemary leaves, bay leaves, and thyme. All right. If a parent is watching this with you, why don't you turn to them and ask them if any of these are in your house? And then ask them where they are in your house. Are they considered medicine? Do they consider thyme and rosemary leaves and allspice medicine? All right. Now that you've asked if you had a chance, probably they said no. Probably if you have any of these are not in your medicine cabinet, but in your spice rack. Probably they put these in dinner. A lot of the medicines back then were plants, and a lot of them had other uses like seasoning food. Now, we wouldn't do that with most medicines today, would we? We probably wouldn't season food with it. That sounds like a bad idea, doesn't it? To put whatever is in your medical cabinet in your food. Don't do that. Don't do that unless your mom or dad has told you to do that for some specific reason. But back then, a lot of what they used as medicine were seasonings, were spices. Yeah. So their medicine back then was not as good. A lot of it was on the level of what we would call home remedies today. So you all have probably all taken a home remedy at some point or another. And home remedies are great for what they are. They can help you with symptoms, which means they kind of help how you feel, but they don't really help you get rid of whatever illness you have. So like if you have a cold, and you take chicken soup, it might help you feel better. It might even help a little bit with you getting rid of that cold, but it's not the same thing as taking like an antibiotic or something like that. An antiviral medication. So a lot of the medicines they had back then were on the level of taking chicken noodle soup or maybe drinking some ginger ale for an upset stomach. And some of them did gross things, as we will hear. All right, first gross thing, everybody. This, any guesses for those of you who have not read that yet? I'll try to cover it here. What is that for? That is a tooth puller. So you attach that bottom right there and then yank the tooth out. Ooh, bad times. Bad times. So over here I have a collection of gross things to show you. And I have hidden them under a white sheet because, hey, that's more fun, right? So here we go. Gross thing number 1. Why is this gross? It's just like a little cabinet, right? And it's got little medical jars in it. What's gross about that? Is that gross? It's kind of cool. I think it's pretty cool, actually. Why is it gross? Because a lot of the medicine would make you throw up or make you go to the bathroom. Yay! That was not a side effect. That was what they were meant to do. Because doctors back then, a lot of them thought if they got something out of your body, that was good. So, they weren't always picky about what they got out of your body. They could make you throw up. They could give you a laxative and make you poop. Or, everyone's favorite, this one. They could make you bleed. Does anyone know what these are? Has anybody seen these before? Maybe a few of you have even had these on you. These are leeches. They are little animals that live in ponds and streams, and they can suck your blood. So doctors back then, on purpose, would bring these to your house, put them on your arm, leg, wherever, and had them suck your blood until they were nice and fat off of your blood. And then success, you have less blood now. So that should help you get over the flu, right? Right? Shouldn't that work? Shouldn't that work? No, it shouldn't. But that's what they thought back then. All of this stuff is that's what they thought back then. So don't take any medical advice from this tour. Up here, the reason I'm panning back over here is because we have a leech jar. Yay! All right. Also over here, so our next gross thing is this. Anybody have a guess what this is used for? This is an amputation kit. Does anybody know what amputation is? That is where they cut off an arm or a leg. Where they cut off a part of your body, usually an arm or a leg. So these down here are amputation knives, and they would cut through the skin and the muscle. And then this is a bone saw. It is like it sounds. Saw through that bone. Ew. Yeah. So, for those of you all who have parents who are willing to go on Facebook, why don't you all vote on what you think is the grossest? So our candidates are the amputation kit, cut off an arm or a leg, no anesthesia by the way, the leeches, put them on your body and let them suck your blood out until they get nice and big and fat and they've taken all the blood they want to. Or the medicinal kit. Doctor come to your house and make you throw up, make you go to the bathroom, and hope that you got better. All right, so that's only if you have parents who would like to do that, if they'd like to go on our Facebook and tell us in the comments on this video which of those three you thought were the grossest. So, thank you so much for doing our pharmacy tour, and I will be back with the story of the famous surgery soon, and that is gross. Bye, everybody.